Hey everyone, I just wanted to show you how easy it is to grow mushrooms outside. This is by far the easiest method for cultivating mushrooms, and today we're going to talk about the garden giant, or the wine cap mushroom, or King Stropharia. It has a lot of names, or technically Stropharia rugosa annulata, which refers to the wrinkled ring or annulus around the stem, and I'll show you that in a little bit. So how do you grow these mushrooms? It's pretty easy. Basically, you need wheat straw and hardwood chips. You can pick up hardwood chips at a nursery or your local hardware store, and wheat straw at Tractor Supply places. And I use a method called the lasagna method. So basically you lay down cardboard on the bare dirt, and that kind of gives the mycelium time to colonize the straw and hardwood chips. And then you layer the wheat straw and the hardwood chips, and while you're layering it, you sprinkle in sawdust spawn. So you can buy bags of colonized sawdust spawn, so it kind of looks like white sawdust more or less once you break it up, and you mix that in. And then after that, all you have to do is make sure it doesn't dry out completely, and the mushrooms do the rest. So last fall I set this up a couple weeks before it froze, and really I wasn't sure if the mushrooms were actually gonna grow. They always say do it a little bit earlier, but they're really hardy. So it basically, when I set this up, it was filled up to the brim, and over the winter, the spring, and the summer, the mushroom fungus has broken down all the substrate, and now there's about an inch until the soil. And as soon as the temperatures cooled down and we got a little bit of rain, that's all it took, and then boom, mushrooms popped out. So let's take a look at one of the mushrooms, and I'll show you how easy it is to identify. So let me pick this big guy here. And you always want to be 100% sure what mushroom you're going to eat before you eat it, so make sure you identify it properly. So wine cap mushrooms are super easy to identify. It has a flared base and very strandy rhizomorphic mycelium, so it runs through the substrate really well. And then here's that wrinkled annulus, and you can also see some of the spores that are collecting right below the cap on the stem, and they're kind of a dark purple color, and the gills are sort of a gray to purplish color. They start out cream colored, but they turn more gray as they mature. And then the cap itself, when they're young, they're more of a burgundy, and as they age, they flatten out and they turn to this kind of brownish color. So there's some easy ways to identify the wine cap mushroom.
Quick side note, wine cap mushrooms can look like this too. In fact, all mushrooms, including wine caps, have slightly different looking variants within their species, though all their defining characteristics will remain the same. While I was editing this video, I happened to take a trip to my brother's house. When I was there, my nephew said he found fairy tale mushrooms in the backyard. I took a look and couldn't believe our luck. They were wild wine cap mushrooms growing in their flower garden. They look different than the ones I grow, but all their main characteristics were the same. Pretty much awesomeness.
One other thing, an Amanita species can look very similar, but they grow out of an egg sac, kind of. You'll notice these remnants of sort of a sac that it pops out of on the bottom. So you definitely don't want to eat an Amanita mushroom. They're known to be poisonous.
Whoa, hold on. I don't want to give a bad rap to all 600 species in the Amanita genus. There are many edible Amanita mushrooms, but unless you're an expert, I'd stay away from Amanitas. They do account for about 95% of fatalities from mushroom poisoning, 50% of which are caused by the death cap. Good news is, it doesn't look anything like a wine cap mushroom. Let's get back to it.
But if it doesn't have that sac, it flares a little bit at the base, it has really rhizomorphic, kind of thick, strandy mycelium. It has that wrinkled ring around the stem, and purple spores. Definitely do a spore print to verify. It has that nice wine-colored burgundy cap. You have a wine cap mushroom. All right, let's harvest some of these wine cap mushrooms. We'll get this guy. see any popping up there. This one is perfect. Now look at that strandy mycelium connected to everything. Ooh, that is a perfect little mushroom. That's how you want it. Just before the gills open up.
I set up this mushroom bed on the north side of my home so it would be in mostly shade. Winecap mushrooms can tolerate some sun, but they don't like it if their substrate dries out too much. Also, winecap mushrooms are known to kill nematodes with their spiky mycelium and are much more resistant to fungus gnats. So what's the bottom line? The garden giant is less susceptible to pests, which is a huge bonus in my book. Once I cleaned up the mushrooms, they looked perfect. They started smelling like fried potatoes while I was cooking them, and yes, they are delicious.
I hope everyone gives this a try. I mean, it really is an easy way to grow mushrooms. All it is setting it up, finding your wheat straw, which you can get at a Tractor Supply store, and then spawn you can order online, sawdust spawn for the winecap mushroom. Mix it together, keep it wet, and give it time. Keep an eye on it when the temperatures start to cool off and after a rain, and boom, you'll have mushrooms, easy as that. So I hope everyone liked the video. Subscribe so I can tell you more about some mushrooms, and ring the bell. Always grow culture, my friends. Hey everyone, Dan here this is a choice edible delicious mushroom. These are going on our fry pan this evening. Oh yeah, it's gonna be a good dinner tonight. All that rhizomorphic mycelium. Hey everyone, Dan here at Cloud Culture Mushrooms. I just wanted to show, I've heard online you can get mushrooms as early as 3 months, but that wasn't my experience. It took pretty much all year for this mushrooms to get established and get enough energy and you can pick up wheat straw at a Tractor Supply place, and hardwood chips even just at your hey, this is Dan testing the mic check, 1 2 1 2 3 4. You know what I'm saying?